Donkey Kong? Yeah, this game was never supposed to exist. This was supposed to be Popeye. Nintendo literally planned to make a Popeye arcade game with Popeye, Olive Oil, and Bluto. But they couldn't get the license in time. And that failure accidentally created Mario. Back in the late 1970s, Nintendo wasn't the gaming giant you know today. They were struggling to break into the arcade market. They had just released a game called Radar Scope, and it flopped hard in the US. Nintendo was losing money fast, so they needed a miracle. That's when a young, relatively unknown designer stepped in, Shigeru Miyamoto. He wasn't even a programmer. He was an artist. And his job? Save the company. Nintendo originally wanted to make a game based on Popeye. They already had a basic idea. A strong guy, a girl in danger, a big villain at the top. Classic love triangle. But when the Popeye deal fell through, they were stuck with the idea, but no characters. So Miyamoto did something risky. He replaced them. Popeye became a regular guy. Bluto became a giant ape. Olive Oil stayed the damsel, but got a new name. And just like that, Donkey Kong was born. But here's where it gets weird. The main character wasn't even called Mario yet. He was just Jumpman, a carpenter, not a plumber, climbing ladders, jumping barrels, trying to save a girl named Pauline from a raging ape. And that ape? Donkey Kong was actually a mistranslation. Miyamoto wanted something like stubborn gorilla, so he mashed together words. Donkey for stubborn, Kong from King Kong. The result? A name that made zero sense, but somehow stuck. When the game released in 1981, no one expected much. But then something crazy happened. It exploded. Donkey Kong became one of the biggest arcade hits ever. And that random character, Jumpman, players loved him. So Nintendo brought him back, gave him a name, Mario, named after Mario Segale, the landlord of Nintendo's US warehouse. Yeah, one of the most iconic characters in history was named after a guy asking for rent. And here's the twist that makes this whole story insane. Nintendo eventually did get the rights to Popeye. They released the Popeye arcade game in 1982, and it played almost exactly like Donkey Kong, climbing, dodging, rescuing. The game they originally wanted to make ended up copying the one they made by accident. But by then, it didn't matter, because Donkey Kong had already changed everything. It introduced storytelling to arcade games, it created Mario, and it proved Nintendo could survive without relying on other companies, all because a deal failed. So next time you see Mario jumping through a level, just remember, he exists because Nintendo couldn't make Popeye.